Hello, hello. Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today's video, if you can't tell by the title, is on mangas and manhwas and a type of genre because I like doing manga reviews of specific things and manhwa reviews, but I thought it would be good to do a category for this time because I don't want to like do a million videos on like the same kind of topic. So I'm going to do a video on reincarnation stories and then give you some of my favorites because reincarnation stories just seem to be just the hotness. I mean, just at least for what I mean, obviously I look them out to try and read them, duh. But I mean, I'd say some of the hottest mangas right now that come out weekly are reincarnation mangas. I think the biggest one right now that you've probably heard of is the slime reincarnation one. My Life as a Slime something. I actually don't know the actual name of it. I know it's Tensei Shitara Slime Dataken, which I think it's that time I got reincarnated as a slime. I think, I'm not exactly Korean, Japanese master over here, so, hey. But I think the reason people like reincarnation mangas so much, and I think the reason I like them so much, is because, one, they incorporate a lot of real life type stuff, and generally it has a logical progression of how to get there. Like this guy reincarnated and he knows how to make fires or something. And like he knows how to make fires with like flint and magnesium or some shit. So he has like the dwarves who are in the mines who don't know about these rocks or whatever. He has them find them rocks and then he makes it, into a matchbook type, survival kit thing. So I really think it's cool how they progress the story because you can always, at the end of the day, if you run out of shit to write, you can just be like, fuck it, let's just grab something from the outside world. It's like, oh, we need a solution to a problem. Boop. Let's just fucking we need telecommunications or whatever. We can make radios. Fuck it. Why not? I think it's cool that it gives them a lot of different options for, how they can tell the story. And for the most part, the ones that I enjoy at least, I've got them pulled up right here real quick. So I've got really Tsuyokute New Saga, as well as The New Gate, two of my favorite overpowered as fuck heroes, reincarnation mangas. My other favorite one is Tsuki ga Michibo Isekai Dochu. Fuck if I know what that name is in English. The translation here says Moon-led Journey Across Another World. I do not think that's the actual name. But it's about this guy who gets reincarnated, right? And the goddess is like, oh, slow down, hold up. I only needed 4 heroes. Who the fuck's this 5th schmuck? And then she's like, fuck off. Boom. And like punts him into the planet. And it's just like, and on top of that, she turned him into like a pseudo monster kind of thing. Like, so he can speak every language except human language, and to all people he looks like a regular like dude except for humans, and then they see him as this like kind of weird dog human hybrid thing, but he doesn't have ears, or at least from what I could tell. So all the heroes have some sort of, interesting little quirk or interaction with the gods that resurrect them. And, it could sometimes lead to some pretty cool shit. It can sometimes lead to some pretty dark shit. Some of my one of my favorites is it's actually a manhwa. It's like a swordsman reincarnated, into something world. And it's basically about this guy who, similarly to the example I just used, was, brought over to be a hero. And then, it's like, oh, shit, we don't need this guy. So they kind of just was like, oh, well, too late to do now, so let's just fucking put him in whatever, right? And they didn't care a whole lot. And so it turns out his, little universe that he was in got glitched. So basically, everybody else got reincarnated. They had this little world. They leveled up, and then they went to whatever, to the main world, like progressing the story or whatever. They left Tutorial Island, but he got stuck in Tutorial Island in a glitch Tutorial Island, and it's just the story of him and his descent into madness, and then his overcoming of that, and then after that transitions into the real world or whatever, where now it's actually helpful that he is, glitched or whatever, but he's got this, back end motivation where it's not really positive. It's like back end motivation is like, I'm going to kill this bitch for fucking leaving me in this glitched ass world. It turns out, this is not really a spoiler or anything, but it turns out he was in the glitched world for 22 years when like everybody else got released in like a year. And they did this multiple times. Like, they brought multiple heroes and shit. And meanwhile, this dude was just like, just going absolute ape shit in his little glitched world, trying to figure out like what the fuck's going on. Like, there's so many good reincarnation mangas, and I really do think at the heart of them is, taking this person and this, how, and they go into, they usually have some, description of his life or her life in advance. And then you can see their transition, how they treat other people, the way the world works, comparing the way their world works to our world, or whatever version of our world these, heroes or whatever got reincarnated from. And I think it's just like really cool because, at least for me, it's like something I'd like to think about. It's like, oh shit, if I got like, reincarnated as like a magician, what the fuck would I do? And maybe I started thinking about that stuff after I started reading these. But, I mean, it's just really a really cool genre. I'm loving reading it. And, I'll put all links to all of my my favorites in the bottom. I might do a separate category for time skip type stuff. But I also will put the kind of time skippy stuff below. But I might do another video for that because that's not exactly reincarnation exactly. So that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoy some of the reading, and talk to you next time. Hey, where's the fucking off button?